Hi guys, and welcome to update 6 of the H.M.S. Victory. I have to say thank you. There was a guy on Facebook who sent a picture of the H.M.S. Victory, and he said that are you going to be painting the cannon covers black? And it's my fault. You should always do your research when you're doing historical ships, which is, you know, a no-brainer. But when I got into this build, it was sort of half-arsed. I wasn't really that bothered about it, to be fair. And as the builds progressed, I've got more and more interested in the subject matter and in the kit itself. So yeah, my fault. So yeah, I've done that now. All the cannon covers are painted black. On another note, I went to the IPMS show in Huddersfield last Sunday. Which I took some video of it. I'll put it at the end of this update. It's up to you whether you watch it or not. Yeah, it wasn't really that impressive. You see, last year I missed it by one day, so I definitely wanted to see it this year. But to be honest, this year it just seemed really boring. I think I spent more time at the vendors than I did actually looking around. I mean, obviously I did look around, but there was like one table and there was like 30 kits, all the same kit. They were like hurricane kits, but they were just painted differently. And it's like, oh come on. And I was videoing it, and you'll notice in the video that after a while I just give up. So you've got a few tables that I show off some of the kits on there, but yeah, this year it wasn't that good. There's maybe a handful of really good stuff that people have really made a real effort with, and yet there was another guy that had done a Millennium Falcon. It was obviously a Bandai kit because it was the shiny plastic. It was coloured, it had all the markings on, but he just clipped it together, put it on a stand, and that was it. You could tell that he hadn't painted it, they were just shiny plastic. I thought, okay. Well, there was a Dukes of Hazzard dio that I saw. That was quite good. The car jumping through the barn. That was quite a good diorama. I think that's in the video. There was also a 1/24 scale Spitfire that was stripped down, so you could see all the machine guns, the bullets, the engine cowling had been taken off, and that was really good. I think that's on the video. But yeah, went to the vendor, got 100 blades for a tenner, which I thought was pretty good. Because you know, as modelers, we go through blades like no one's business. But yeah, we'll go ahead over to the bench and we'll take a look and see where we're at. Okay, so we've got all the covers painted. This is the actual only kit that I bought from the vendors, which I was a bit miffed at. My wife chose this kit because she loves this car, and it's like 1/25 scale, and I think it was about 25 quid. It might have been a bit less, so that was good. But later on I found a 1/16 scale of this car, which I was gutted because it was only 35 quid, and them kits are quite pricey on eBay, and that's I was a bit miffed at that because I really wanted the 1/16 scale, but I only had 20 quid left, so what are you going to do? So I had to leave that one behind, unfortunately. But getting back to Victory, so yeah, all the cannon covers have been painted. We are on to the sails as soon as I've matte finished. Matte sprayed this guy. We're on to the sails, which is going to be a challenge and a half because there's no letters or numbers to the sails. It's basically going to be down to common sense on where they go. I've worked out pretty much most of them where they're going. We've got some nice triangular ones which are for the bow. We also have a nice large one there for the aft section, and the rest I'll just have to muddle through and work out as I go. I'm also seriously, and Lou, if you're watching, I apologise. I know that I said that I was just going to build this up and put it on a base and I'm done with it, but I'm thinking now that I might actually do a seascape with this, because it is weathered up and it's not pristine, and I think it might benefit just being on a seascape, which it's a bit late to be really messing around with it now, but I mean, the stand I'll be able to snap that off, and then I might just take it to belt sander and just sand it down to a certain level and then have the water effects on it. I'm thinking that's the route that I want to go with this, I think. Yeah, I'm also looking into the possibility of getting a cheap fish tank. Oh god, Jack, if you're watching, oh, you. For the Titanic build, I'm thinking maybe I should do a pristine version on top of the water and then get myself another 400 kit and doing the wreck underneath and then filling it full of resin and light it with LEDs at the bottom so it gives it a ghostly appearance. But anyway, let's deal with this guy first. Tell you, these community builds, they don't half cost some money. So yeah, we're going to matte coat this guy and then we're going to move on to the dreaded sails, where I need to start stitching the sails into position. So that's going to be fun. So I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Hi guys, welcome back. Yeah, so we've got our forward section sails done now. They've all been stitched up. They've got about 6 stitches along the top, and also attached there, there and there, and we've come into just finish these sails here. So they're looking pretty good. So we're getting there. Just the centre mast to do after I've done this bottom section here, and also the back, and then once that's done it'll be the second round of rigging. My son's been busy painting his car again. It's had another coat of yellow. So yeah, that's about as far as I've got so far. I've just finished the hangout. So yeah, I'm gonna get off, try and do a bit more of this, and we'll be right back, guys. It's now Sunday, guys, and the sails are pretty much all done. I've had to take the camera off the tripod just to get it all in, really. But yeah, we've rolled up our sails here. If I go down here, and they've all been wrapped up at the bottom. Same with that one. So that's pretty much it. The only thing I've got to do is finish off this sail here. It just needs to be tied down to this yard arm here, which will also bring this bar down a bit lower because it's a bit high. But what I can do is tighten that up, as long as if this is fairly sturdy, which it doesn't it doesn't look as though it is. But yeah, I need a break now because I've been literally like doing this for about 5 hours and I'm tired. I'm gonna get the rear sail done, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come back all refreshed and start the second lot of rigging, because there's a lot. There's all the yard arms to do. I don't even know I'm gonna get in there because it's very, very busy behind here, but we've got to thread some through there. I need to go over these strands with some Mod Podge just to get rid of some of that nastiness. If you have a look there, yeah, we need to address that. But yeah, she looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I've also decided, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but I'm going to do this on a seascape. If I hadn't got the sails, and I'd have probably just left everything off and just have it all rigged up, then it would have been on a base. But with it having the sails, I think it'll suit it more being on a seascape. So we'll have to rip off the base, get the Dremel out, cut off the bottom probably, And yeah, so that'll be a different update. I'm not sure whether I'm going to cut it short now and just come back refreshed, do the rigging. But yeah, anyway, if I'm back guys, I'm back. If not, I'll see you in the next update, so catch you later. Hi guys, so we're back. What I thought I would do, if you're interested, is just show how I'm stitching all these up, because pictures are fine but it doesn't really tell you anything. So yeah, got my needle and thread. Now I haven't knotted this, and all I'm going to do simply is I'll try and keep this in shot, but it's difficult doing it and filming it. You want to get the corner where the stitches are so you've got a nice grip on this, and be sure not to put it right through your finger, which, touch wood, I haven't done yet, but yeah, it's really tricky, because normally I would have this really close to me, and it's really early in the morning as well. Right, there we go. So we'll just pop the needle through so far, then get your tweezers, which are here, and then you just pull in one of these threads through, because that's going to create an automatic loop for you. Just make sure you don't pull both threads through at the same time, because otherwise you have to do it again. So what I've done is I've made this extra long. I don't need it this long, but I wanted enough to be able to tie a knot. So put your needle somewhere safe, and then all we're going to do is, because we're wrapping it around this little yard arm here, make sure we're right side of that flag. Yeah, so we're going to loop that round, and we're just going to do a simple knot and put enough tension in just to pull this down just a tad, just to take up tension in the sail. So I apologise if I do go off. I'll try and there. So this is time consuming in itself. You can always actually do the loop beforehand, but as long as you've got some good tweezers, you can just wrap that through, and there we go. Make sure it doesn't come off, but as you can see, you can do it as tight, or see, I can make that pretty much straight as it should be, which is what I want. Now sometimes it'll stay, sometimes it won't. On this occasion it is staying, but if it doesn't, just take a little cocktail stick or toothpick, put a little bit of glue and just dab it there. Take your zip kicker, give it a shoot with that, and then you can finish off knotting it. So I've got about 3 of these to do guys, so I'm going to go off camera now, crack on with them, and we'll be right back, and then we can get on with this rigging on the top. So catch you in a bit. We are sailing. That's enough of that. Anyway, the sails are done now. Now we're on to this monster. Yeah, we got a lot to do there. I think what I'm going to do is do the forward mast first, because what I can do is, judging by this, tie off, I'll just move the ship a minute, just hang on, tie off here, bring it up, let's see if we can get this more into shot. Ooh, there you go. Tie it off there, wrap it around this yard arm, over the top of this one, over the top of that, wrap it round, and then back down. That'll be one piece. But before I do that, I've got these little sections here. So it's a bit dark today in here. It's just cloudy and miserable here. So yeah, we'll have to do these triangular tie-offs first, which again will be one piece. I think we can just wrap it round, take it over to the other side. So yeah, I'm going to go off and I'm going to crack on with this front section. We'll be back when that's done, and then we need to line up all the yard arms to the this bottom brace here, which goes up here, then it swoops down to here. If I do all that first, then we can have a go at all this mess up here because there's a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go off, have a coffee, get on with this, probably have another coffee and then get on with the rest of it. So I'll catch you in a minute, guys. Welcome back. God guys, you seriously need some real concentration when you're doing this. It's ridiculous. What we've got now is we've got a forward mast all rigged up. Try and get this into shot for you. Don't know whether you can make it out or not, but yeah, you can. So all this section here has all been rigged up and tied off to where it needs to be. A lot of this you're not going to see because of the sails, but if I try to angle this in a way, move this light, maybe that'll help. Yeah, so we've rigged the top mast here. All these sections have been rigged. In fact, you know what guys, it's going to be easier just to take the camera off, I think. Just hold on tight. Right, that's better. Just bring the light in a bit there. So there, we've rigged all these up to the appropriate place. Now, I've already tied off my sails here, but in the instructions on the opposite page to what you really need them on, you actually tie these off, run it down, and then you tie it off inside here. Now, I can't do that because the tweezers that I'm using, they're okay for tying knots, but as you can see there's a big gap there and you have to really hold them like this. And there's no way that I can fit there, that bracket there, I'm not sure what it's called, but that section there, that's where you need to tie them off at. And I just can't reach it to do that, so I'm going to have to leave that, unfortunately. But since the last segment, it's been a couple of hours. So we managed to do our front section, so that's done. We've done this mast here, now it's onto the centre mast, and then finally this one. Once all that's done, then we have to connect all these yard arms together. They also head up to the crow's nest as well, which I don't know how I'm going to do with that. It's going to have to go underneath like these ones. So yeah, there's a lot of spaghetti to do. And looking at these instructions here, some of it's not exactly clear to where it ties off at and whether or not I can actually reach that, because if I pull it tight, that's going to interfere with the sail. So yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher, is that one. So yeah, I'm on my third coffee break at the moment. We're gonna get these centre sections done, that's definite, and then we're gonna be running lines across like that, and then there's a big one that comes all the way around to this section here. The only thing is, I was warned previously by a guy called H.G. Barnes on Sci-Fi Fantasy, and he said this cotton is dreadful, and it is really. It's not that neat. If you can have a close up on it, you can see like threads coming off it, and there, especially this one here, look, some nastiness. So I'm going to have to try and water down some glue and run it across the lines. That's a bad one there as well, if you can make it out. It won't focus, I don't think. Focus. No, but anyway, that's pretty bad as well. But yeah, on the whole it's going really well. It's just very time consuming, and like I said, I mean, if you're viewing this from the front, the only bit that you can really see is the top of the mast there. The rest of it's hidden. So, but from the back side you'll be able to see it. So, and it does look good that I'm using a different coloured thread as well. So I'm just gonna have to suck it up and carry on. Still got another 6 to do. So I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Well guys, we're done. The rigging is finally finished. Whew! And I haven't gone insane, which is really good. I've just been touching up some of these hatches with a bit of red paint. So yeah, I'll take the camera off guys, just bear with me. There we go. So, not strictly Canon, because these lines in particular that go across here and tied off, these are supposed to be slack, but because of the scale and because it's cotton, if I do that, then they're basically just going to shrivel up and they're going to look awful. So I've had to put a bit of tension on them just to make them look decent. And then we have another line that goes right around to the back and ties off there. But yes, all the spaghetti, and that is done. I was a bit concerned about these central lines because obviously I've got sails, but if you look behind, it actually goes underneath and back up to the crow's nest. So yeah, the ship itself is finished. I just need to go over it with another matte coat, but all the rigging has been finalised and tightened. I just wish you could get a better view of it all really, but I'm glad that I went with a different colour now, so you've got the black and this ropey colour, whatever it is. But yeah, that's the ship done. So we're going to head over to the bench now for the next part. So taking a look at this guy on the central bench, yeah, these lines here, these are supposed to be doubled up and they're supposed to run down the mast and be tied off at the bottom, but unfortunately the tweezers that I've got to hand are just too big and I can't fit in all around all the rigging. I mean, to be honest, if the rigging was done first before the rat nets and all that lot, then you'd probably be able to do it. But yeah, so that's the only thing that's not on the ship, is they're just not tied off. They're just tied to the yard arms and that's it. So a bit of artistic license there. But yeah, the next stage now for this, I think, will be a seascape. So I need to find myself a block of wood that I can use just to plonk it on there and build up the seascape. But all that will be another update. As well as that, I think what I'll probably end up doing is building up a little display case for this, because I have this leftover wood from the X-Wing, if you remember. I'll zoom out a bit. Then I've got 4 pieces at this size, but I mean I can cut it down like it's not, although saying that, once it is on a base it's probably the correct height for it. So we'll have 4 of these each corner, and then I can put a groove into the wood and either use perspex or glass, and I might do it as maybe a wall mounted little cabinet thing. So we've done a coffee table, now we're on to cabinets. So that's what I'm thinking. You know, at the beginning of this build it was just build the ship and that's it, it's done, but it's turning into an epic build off now. So I need to see if I can get myself some fairly large picture frames, and I could just use the glass out of them to create the case. Should be nice and cheap, especially if they're in pound shop. So yeah, the next update I think we'll be cracking on with the seascape. Never done a seascape before, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be doing the cheap version of it by using just wall filler as the base and toilet paper on top, and then we can paint it all cotton wool for some waves. Job's a good one. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I showed a little insight into what was going on there. Like I said earlier, I'll put the IPMS show on after this. It's up to you whether you watch it or not. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next update when we'll be doing a seascape. So see you later, guys. Bye.
Are you going to say all the stuff is yours?
No. No, shut away.
That's cool.
Well, there you look. Have this come through door, took her hanky off, and carried me into that's right. Look, it's there. It's yours.
Kind of pointless. Now this looks like a cool thing. I like the log one.
They've done some damage. Remember the other shouldn't have a car where I was. And then I had a bit cracked at the end. It kind of semi-alright. Seen it a few
Alright.
Let alone furniture. I bet you like to stay here. Oh no.
There's some big ones.
I'm not having you on the side. Not to me either.
No, maybe not. I've got a window, haven't they? So.
Oh, Dad?
Yeah.
I can still.
The only thing you get used to being just watered down water.
Wheelchair. You come out and you've been on. What the hell did happen?